2 here with TY and Soulkey has loaded up. In the bottom right, in the red.
KT roster TY.
We may all be mad out of Stardust, but unfortunately Yoda was returned to being Stardust in that match in his life.
In the upper right, our Zerg player.
TCM Soulkey.
It's nothing. You know what he is right now? He's Carbon Atoms Prime. That's his new ID.
I have tears in my eyes. This is so funny. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm back.
He's just lucky that matter cannot be destroyed tasteless.
It's funny and truly deep. And that is, what is that?
It's a crying zealot.
Is
There's
it
no
crying
Protoss
zealot?
in this group.
Okay.
It shows. Look at the lack of balance in this game. This group has
or
no
a
Protosses.
deformed Link from Zelda. I couldn't tell. So we're going to see in this game.
Oh, pool first.
Yep. Not surprising from Soulkey. I'd say he probably pulls first more than most Zergs.
Yeah, it's not a quick pool. It's just
no,
a
it's
defensive.
Just a pull first.
He doesn't want any shenanigans from TY here. Probably after that game, he's like, oh, God, I can kill this guy easy. Which I don't think is actually the case. We'll see, though.
Yeah.
It's probably a Reaper expand coming up here for TY.
I'm a bit concerned for TY here. I thought this would be closer, but
well, yeah,
that's,
that game didn't go his way, but I think he can put out some good games today, too.
I hope so. I really do.
You know what, actually? TY going to the loser match could be nice.
I think Yoda against TY would actually be a pretty good match.
It could be. Like, Yoda's TVT is quite
frankly,
nice.
TVT probably my favorite matchup to cast, I think.
TVT?
Yeah, I love TVT.
Your favorite to cast?
Yeah. Huh. I actually loved it all the way back to Brood War. Even though I wasn't a...
Brood War was just beautiful.
TVT Brood War, I was like, this is...
Was it like...
I can't believe a mirror matchup. I can't believe a mirror matchup is actually this complex. I think that TVT Brood War was probably the most complex mirror matchup we will see in RTS ever.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe you. It's like everything
it was
could
insane.
Counter everything, and it went to the
longest
longest
games.
It
had the most openings of any... It had more openings than anything ever had that were viable in any RTS ever. It was insane.
And it was this weird mixture of...
And you could open with anything against anything,
Yeah, it was like rigidity meets fluidity.
Yeah.
In this really beautiful way.
Yeah.
You know?
There was like just an infinite range of things to do.
Yeah.
And
then the end game became increasingly complex. It's like both sides could have the entire map covered.
And then
what happens?
Have to switch
now you have to start.
Cruiser.
Yeah, you have to start going to battle cruiser. And what do you have to do if you're really good? Start sacking SCVs. You have two guys who both have half the map. They have like 20 SCVs total because they're sacking it to get battle cruisers.
Just
and it comes down to this one.
Yeah,
Yamato cannon and EMP.
It was a beautiful matchup.
It was so good. And we already have some harass here.
Look
that's
at
going way better.
Yeah.
Than we saw in the game with Life and Yoda.
You know, it's actually really interesting how multiple Reapers have come back, because for a long time people just went down to one because Zergs were so good at blocking it. But nowadays, in the past couple months, we've actually seen 2 and 3 Reapers quite a few times. And as you see there, he did some damage. He caused some lost mining time. I mean, maybe it wasn't as much as he wanted, but the Reapers aren't done their use anyways. They're going to pair very well with those Hellions, tank some damage, deal some extra damage as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how the meta's shifted like that, you know? Here we see the Reapers coming up now. And they're going to try to poke in here again. Let's see if he actually gets any more drones. It's funny because we used to cast this, so he's saying, well, nobody's going to, 1 or 2 Reapers will come in and they'll do this dance, and both players will play perfectly, and nothing happens.
Yeah. It was like a... What is it called? A litmus test or something? It's like a test to just see if you know what you're supposed to know for your job?
That's not a litmus test, but...
Okay. Well, there's some name for that where, like, it's literally just like, are you competent to do this job? Here's the test for it. It's like, are you competent to be in the GSL Code S? And that would be like the Reaper coming in. Do you lose any? Oh, you lose a drone? Well, I don't know why you're in the Code S.
Yeah, yeah.
This was a little bit different situation, so I'm not saying Soulkey doesn't, but that's kind of what it was.
Well, where we did see that, though, was back in the other TvZ with Yoda and Life, where it's like, well, Yoda, your strategy worked, and then you lost. On the most basic principles of what's happening here.
Yoda was like really top end right before he went to WCS Europe, and he actually played quite well over there and had some very nice tournaments and nice games and stuff. But he's not like of the same level he was. And to be frank, like if we didn't reset GSL, he would not have made it in this season. Like realistically, he just wouldn't have. Sorry, European guys that are upset that I said that, but it's actually true. He's not actually top 32 in the world, I would say.
Sorry, Europeans that really want your ladder to be much better than it actually is. Like,
it's a very good ladder.
It's very good.
Players.
Nobody's saying it's not good, but
it's not like
this is certainly an issue that comes.
There's definitely some servers worse than Europe, man. That's a fact.
Yeah. There certainly is, though, a small portion of the internet, and regardless of what game you're playing, that is fairly convinced the European server is better than it is, and I don't know what the deal is with that. Because look, guys, I'm going to cut right to the chase here. The North American server sucks. I'll just say it. I don't even care what game we're talking. I'll just say that, okay? We're fine with that. I don't know.
It's actually very good in Hearthstone.
Yeah. But it's not as good as the European server.
I actually don't know. I think I heard that NA one was better, but that was from NA players.
Yeah.
Anyways, this game looks pretty normal as we see it. I mean, I guess there's a Banshee, which is doing a little bit of damage here. A few kills, 3 kills. TY may be pressuring into that third base pretty soon.
This game, as far as the shape TY is in, really isn't that different from the previous game. In fact, I'd say he's in a little bit better shape. The question is how is Soulkey going to try to handle this from here? We saw him go into mutas last time and harass. I mean, it was a pretty straightforward loss. I mean, it was based off a few simple principles. One is that Terran's on 3 base and is expanding fairly aggressively and therefore can't actually protect everything as easily. So if you're really good at multitasking, harassing, and taking care of whatever you have to do back at home, there's a chance you can exploit that since Terran's not that mobile, especially with the units that have this phase of the game. And, hit the back with the mutas, then run into the front. If Terran's relying on siege tanks and you kill off those siege tanks, you probably will, at the bare minimum, stop him from having a third, make him lift, make him move SCVs. At the maximum, win, which is what we saw.
Yeah, here I don't think we'll see any siege tanks. This game looks like a much more standard biomine type of play. Maybe we'll see some Hellbats at some point. Well, that remains to be seen, though. Right now, TY trying to take this third base. A little bit of harassment coming in from Soulkey, though.
Ooh. Wow. So far, not bad, actually, for the harass. Deny those reactors is actually huge.
Yeah, that's very nice. It takes a long time to build a reactor.
It seems like TY's approach this time, by the way, he's not tank reliant this game. He's actually mixed it up a little bit. He's going for Widowmine, Hellion, Marine, Medevac. He's going to try to, it seems like so far, we'll see if he actually sees his base, push and actually try to get the attention of the mutas away, which is not really a bad play. The only danger is when the mutas are already on this side of the map. Zerg does have the luxury of trying to pull you back in by defending.
I like this choice of how he's playing this map, to be honest, because look where he's taking his third here. This is one of those situations where you kind of rally towards your third, and you get to attack Soulkey's third because of where he put it. It's all on this small high ground area that is pretty thin, actually, so it's going to be hard for Zerg to get a proper flank off, and the creep spread is not even that far out. So this third base is definitely going to be challenged pretty heavily. And, I mean, we'll see what Soulkey can do here. He does have speed for his Banes. Definitely a possibility to hold this off.
And so he's stimming and coming forward now. And this is looking actually great. The mutas are just not in a great position here to help out. A lot of the damage has already been done. The real question is how many Banelings are going to connect. Now, these Widow Mines are going to reload. And they may be reloading before Zerg can reposition themselves. So
looks like he will have to get out of here for the time being. He
Yeah.
just drop back down, runs out of lings, Soulkey does. Bringing up the rest of his mutas right now as well. He is taking his fourth base. Normally you see this attack at the fourth. This time being at the third is actually like kind of a nice thing for Soulkey because he has his group spread out a little bit further than you would if that was a fourth base. But still, the fourth feels a little bit late this game.
it does. Now, Terran is actually grouping back up here, and we could see another push. Zerg is not in the position that ideally Zerg would want to be in. Normally want to be about 30 supply ahead of this phase of the game, but Terran did put the pressure on, so far TY not in bad shape. I think a lot of this will come down to how this next engagement occurs. One thing about TvZ is you can speculate a lot, strategically, but sometimes one Baneling just hits like 9 Marines. And I'm
Yeah,
like, well, that just
or a
changes
Widowmine
everything.
hits 9 Banelings.
Yeah, or Widowmine hits 9 Mutas or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, now we have to, you know, I'd say this matchup out of the other matchups is very much so more about tactical engagements and micro.
It's so important. You're very, very right about that. Everyone kind of knows what each other are going to do after the first few minutes of the game, and then it just comes down to, okay, keep your macro up and let's see you two tactically move around and micro against each other. And
exactly.
that's why it's so darn exciting. Look at it.
Yeah, I think like this is probably the most spectatable matchup out of everything.
I thought TvT was.
No, that's my favorite matchup for the strategy and the way it works and for TvT Brood War. And TvT to Cats and StarCraft II probably my favorite.
Okay.
But no, I would say if you had to show your grandma StarCraft,
show her this.
Show her at TvZ.
Or if she's afraid of bugs.
All the better, man. Just get rid of the Terran.
Well, here we go. Baneling's rolling in right now. Some nice micro there by TY. As his Widowmine spread out very well.
Hopefully, if you were showing your grandma StarCraft II, she wouldn't walk into the part where Dan and me have cookies stuffed in her mouth. Just waiting for the camera to turn off. She's like, why are you watching these two 30-year-old men eat cookies on the internet? What are you doing?
That's a thing, man. That's a thing. We should get in on that.
We should get in on that, man.
Well, right now, Soulkey trying to draw him back. This is his defense right now, is to be aggressive and put the pressure on TY, make him come back with his use. Oh,
man.
Ouch.
Well, this is a base trade scenario. We know that for sure because the Mutas have not turned around right now. We got to get a shot a little bit south of this here. I don't know how many turrets are actually there, but I believe the Mutas can actually just kill that expansion, which means it's going to be up to the Banelings to hold this off up here.
Is he going to be able to? It looks like a bunch of them are not even going to finish morphing, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's going to get about half of them. The problem, though, is that Zerg's not over the Terran production facilities. So I think Terran actually just wins this game.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Like losing his natural here would be very, very painful indeed. That's like as far as TY dared to go so far.
Oh, my God.
Ouch. Things not going right for Soulkey at the moment.
Yeah.
He should be able to clean this up, but cases, as they say, at what cost?
At what cost? As you say, apparently all the time. So we have these Mutas getting mowed down here. But the reinforcements, yeah, there you go. GG. Beat me to the punch. I was going to say, or not. Terran reinforcements are going to be too much. Zerg, really, if the Mutas are all damaged and you don't have a lot of Banelings finished, you're a dead nerd. What we call a DN.
A DN.
A dead nerd. And then how salty are you, Artosis? You are as salty as the Don Juan Pond.
Wow.
Right?
It rhymes, too. That's why I like it so
Don Juan
much.
Pond, son.
Yeah.
Look it up on the internet. We actually checked this on the break because we're like, wait a minute, are we actually just two guys that are just...
No, I was pretty sure. I haven't read about Don Juan Pond in like...
Don Juan Pond,
like
the saltiest body on the face of the earth.
No.
He's Don Juan Pond salty, son.
Wouldn't even freeze in Antarctica. Conduct electricity like a fool.
Yeah.
All right, so Foxtrot Labs coming up next. Our third map for these two. TI definitely put out a much better game that time. Things not quite going right for Soulkey. That was I felt like that was kind of a weird game the way that went down.
Well,
it didn't feel like a very the thing is they were like normal strats, and then the game didn't feel normal. It was like kind of like, oh, this is a little bit all over the place.
I thought TY microed exceptionally.
Yeah, he did.
And
some
I think
very
the way
nice
that map shaped, Zerg was kind of attacking into this. How do I say this? The bottom left part of the Terran space. It's not easy for Zerg to run back.
So are you saying octopus shapes are Terran favored?
What?
Are you saying, you said the way the map is shaped, it was hard for Zerg, so octopus shapes are Terran favored?
Actually, yes, more so than